Hello, everyone. I'm Joanna De Ninis, and this is Truth Talk for May 25th, 2026. I've been trying to post daily, and I haven't been doing a good job of it in the last 10 days, so my apologies. But today is Memorial Day, and I hope you all had a wonderful day of remembrance and perhaps reflection and rest, R&R. Um, we there's not enough there's not enough thank yous to all that served for our country to preserve our freedom. It just seems like thank you is not adequate enough, but all I can say is I'm forever grateful for each and every one of you that have put your life on the line, that have, sustained that courage, that strength that's required to show up daily, even when you didn't want to. Um, like I said, to put all your fears behind you and stand tall and proud to defend your country and the people in it. So, again, thank you's not enough. So, just forever grateful. So, I'm going to make the topic for today about strength and courage. And, strength, we can, well, the first thing that comes to mind when your strength is, how strong are you? How much can you bench press? Um, we look at brawn versus, um, in my opinion, quiet strength could be just as powerful. And what do I mean by quiet strength? Sometimes, people can hurt us, and we always have a choice in how we react, right? We can retaliate and reciprocate bad behavior, or we can pause and understand that that person may be coming from a bad place and they may not know what they're saying or doing specifically. And we can perhaps extend a bit of grace and at the same token, not react, right? Just quietly not take it personally and with strength resist the urge to retaliate or to, defend ourselves in a manner that we might regret later on, right? So that's what I mean by quiet strength. It's when someone's hurt you or offended, someone's offended you or hurt you, or it's to not react with the human instinct that we have and to just pause, reflect, and perhaps not do anything for the mere fact that that person probably does not know what they're doing and they're in a very bad place. That's just one example, right? Um, Courage, to me, that's like I said, overcoming fears. We have a lot of us have fears. Fears are the number one thing that sets us back, that keeps us from moving forward and from growing. And whatever they may be, and they say fear is you can do one or two things. You could forget everything and rise, or you can forget everything. Was it face everything and rise? Sorry, or forget everything and run. Okay. And I guess you can interpret those two different ways. Forget everything and run might mean know your place, know where you're just, not welcome or it's not suiting you and just take your leave. I mean, that's one way to look at it. But I think what face everything and rise means just not let something set you back, not let something get the best of you. Work through it, find a way around it, overcome that obstacle. Don't let others' opinions of what you're doing or who you are or what you're trying to accomplish affect your progress, right? So again, that's another quiet strength. Sometimes we don't have to be flashy. We just need to keep moving forward, not letting others set us back. It, however they may try, right? Sometimes people make things difficult, place obstacles in our way, talk down to us, share only negative opinions. They're not supportive. They're not accepting. They're not, and it's difficult to overcome those things, those obstacles, those challenges. And that requires strength. So again, courage and strength. So, and, just not giving up is strength. So many of us get disappointed. Um, we're facing challenge after challenge, obstacle after obstacle. We don't know where, when things are going to turn around. Obviously, having faith and belief is crucial. Believing in God, universe, spirit guides, angels. That's what got me through the challenges that I faced. Having that belief and that faith in something greater than myself, knowing that there's a purpose, a reason why I'm here and why what I'm carrying, the reason or the purpose of carrying out what I meant to accomplish. You know, this is what keeps us going, our life's purpose, our life's passion, and that requires strength. That requires courage. A lot of us just we buckle or we fold under pressure, and you know, um, we can't do that. We have to stand firm and keep going, keep pressing on, right? Some of us, you know, we allow or we succumb to our demons, right? We don't like something, we end up perhaps pacifying ourselves with an addiction, and we can't seem to shake it. And so then it takes hold of us, and then I believe in negative energy or negative energy attachments that take over us at a point of low vibration when we're at our absolute lowest. So having strength and courage is having that inner strength to persevere, to not allow um, anything to get the best of us, not an addiction, not a habit, not a, you know, whatever it may be. Don't succumb to peer pressure. Don't succumb to what other people think we should do. It's holding firm on our beliefs and what we're meant to do, and not wavering. Not again succumbing to pressure or addictions. Though that's another inner strength or quality of strength and courage. You know, um, it's so easy to cave. It's so easy to give up. You know, it's so easy to not want to face things. I mean, like I said, for the last 10 days, I haven't posted anything. Part of it's because I'm tired, but part of it's because, it takes a bit of vulnerability to come here and to do this unscripted, half the time not even knowing what I'm going to talk about and just off the cuff, just talk, right? Not having a plan and just, showing up as I am, with all my imperfections. And I'm sure I'm not going to say everything to perfection, and that's okay. Knowing our strengths and weaknesses is important. Nobody's perfect. And so we have to know part of that strength is being okay with that, and not expecting ourselves to be perfect. And not only that, another strength is not allowing ourselves to let the any regrets or guilt, any mistakes we've made. I personally don't have any regrets, and it's not because I'm perfect. It's just because I know that at the time I made the best decision, giving what I had at the time, the knowledge that I had, and I was cognizant of my decision at the time, and I was comfortable with it. And so I don't have any regrets. Said, looking back, of course we could all say, "Oh, I could have done this differently." Yeah, of course, but you didn't know then what you know now, right? So it's not fair to say, "Oh, I would do it differently." Well, you didn't have this knowledge then. So let's just remember what it was like when we were back then making that decision and give ourselves grace, right? And not having, like I said, that feeling of guilt or shame, that's forgiving ourselves. That's courage. That's strength too. Just remembering that, the past is the past and we can't change it. We can learn from it. We can learn from what we could have done differently and do better moving forward. But that's strength too. Courage and strength, knowing that, what, it's okay. Whatever was done in the past. Now I've evolved, I've changed, I've learned. That's strength, that's courage, and I think we need to celebrate ourselves in that regard. We to evolve, to learn, to grow, that's a huge feat. That's hard to do. Not many of us can do it, especially because ego or overinflated egos don't allow us to do that. There's fortunately many of us out there that we don't want to admit that we need to change, grow, or evolve. And that's unfortunate because truthfully, um, many people are missing the boat because their inflated ego is preventing them from living their best life because they don't think they need to evolve or grow or learn. And they're probably creating many obstacles and they're probably destroying many relationships as a result. So, um, having that introspection, being able to self reflect, that's courage. That's true strength. Just knowing who you are is so powerful. And then not just knowing who you are, but setting those boundaries to not allow someone to take over or, take advantage of you. So that's so crucial. Like I said, setting boundaries, determining who has a seat at your table, who deserves to be in your circle. That takes strength and courage. You know, um, what also takes strength and courage? Having a big heart, and not only that, still finding a way to help people when you're at your absolute lowest. Um, I mean, I can speak for myself. Things haven't been easy, and that hasn't stopped me from loving or caring or helping someone in need. And I'm not saying that I'm all that. It's just, I think love is so powerful. And I think that we should never put it on the shelf or not help someone uh, that needs help when they ask for it. I think we should always try to help people when they need it, especially when they're asking for it. And so I just I put my problems to the side and I do the best I can. Can I always help? Probably, not always, obviously. I mean, if I'm in a bit of a pickle and I can't, I mean, I apologize or I'll try to refer them to someone else. But I think that, you know, courage and strength is putting others before yourself sometimes, even when you're at your lowest. That's real courage. That's real strength. And, on this day, Memorial Day, um, I can't help think about war and peace. I think everything comes down to a choice. And, a lot of times we go into war because the leaders of countries just, in my opinion, don't make the right choices. And because I believe there's a way to resolve things, to reach agreements, to mediate problems without having to go to war. And it's up to our leaders to do the right thing. And unfortunately, they oftentimes do not. If one has to resort to war, unfortunately, something went amiss. Because peace is a choice, and it takes great courage. In my opinion, the bullies are the ones that are weak. They don't have strength or courage. And the leaders with power that exert their control and their force, in my opinion, they're extremely weak. They're not straight. They're not, they don't have courage. They're forcing their power and their control over other countries, other people. And that's not courage in my eyes. Making deals with terrorist communities, that's not strength, that's not courage. Sacrificing your people, not caring for your fellow man or the people that you serve, that's not strength or courage. And everything comes down to a choice. We can choose peace. We can choose to treat people well, or we can choose not to. It's up to us. But that's truly where strength and courage comes in, is what type of human do you want to be? Do you want to be the example, the good example? Or do you want to be the leader that people fear, that people don't have a choice to, people that, the leader that where people don't have rights, they don't have the ability to, or they're not afforded the luxury that leaders have. So it's always up to us. We have the power within, but it's more so important that our leaders make the right choices. And like I always say, live by the golden rule: do unto others as you want done to you. And as far as setting boundaries, the same applies. I mean, we should be defending ourselves from outward attacks, but we shouldn't be invading someone's space or territory. So, just as we as individuals wouldn't want someone invading our home, I'm sure as leaders of countries, we wouldn't want another leader, another country invading our home. So, you know, it's just a matter of doing what's right, what's fair, what's just, doing what we would want done to us or to our country. So, it's not complicated. It's actually pretty simple. But for whatever reason, we complicate things. And it's unfortunate because, I mean, again, it all comes down to a choice. Do we want peace or do we want war? Do we support good or do we support evil? Do we want to be happy or do we want to be sad? It's it's really simple. It just comes down to a choice. And the real courage and strength comes from within. It comes from each and every one of us. And we do have that power within. Remember, we can't change other people. We can only change ourselves. We can only learn and grow and evolve. And as long as our ego doesn't get in the way, we can achieve that. And we can live our best life. We can set boundaries so that we have the right people around us, high vibrational, high frequency people, and we can live out our purposeful life, and we can manifest our true desires and reach our end goal, with reach what reach our passion, our purpose in life. So anyways, again, that's what I have for today. Just strength and courage. It's the quiet strength, the self-empowerment that I'm talking about. And we all have that power within. So anyways, if I'm trying to grow the channel so that I can share what I'm trying to do with the Reach Integrative Healthcare cause. So if you want to learn more about it, just go to www.reach.group, GROUP. The mission is to raise funds and pay for alternative care, Eastern medicine practices for those that want to overcome their chronic health challenge. So we're just going to work alongside Western medicine. We're not going to touch that, or we're going to work alongside or hopefully complement one another. And I post these videos on YouTube. So on the website, you can join the YouTube channels to watch other videos like this. You can also join the Reach Facebook group on the website, and that's where we can stay connected. Hopefully, people helping people, um, perhaps sharing advice, personal stories. I do a lot of posts on inspirational stuff, so that's what most people see in the group. But it's everything that we need to support ourselves on our journey, right? On that learning journey where we're in the driver's seat and we're the ones in control and have the power within and the strength to persevere. So, anyways, when you go to the website, like I said, and you click on whatever you click on, there will be contact forms that pop up. This is so that we can stay connected. So just please fill out all fields. I promise I won't sell your information. The plan is to eventually do a monthly newsletter, and that's what that gathering of info is for. So anyways, and then of course, if you could like, subscribe, share this, comment if you'd like. Again, I'm just trying to grow the channel, get the word out about the Reach Integrative Healthcare cause. So thanks again for watching. I'm going to try my best to do this every day, but again, I haven't been the best. I'm not perfect. So I'm just going to say I'm going to do the best I can to try to post daily. Um, and we'll see where it goes. So thanks again. Have a good night. Goodbye.